Trucking companies with terrible safety records, some the federal government even shut down, could be driving right alongside your family.
41 Action News investigator Melissa Yeager joins us with what she's uncovered. Melissa.
Well, Krista, every commercial trucking company on the road is identified by one of these, a Department of Transportation number. This number identifies drivers' records, vehicle maintenance, and accidents to ensure bad drivers and companies stay off the road. But some companies are skirting the system and putting everyone at risk. Along Kansas City highways, you could be driving next to Binder Singh's trucks. He's operated a trucking company in Olathe for the past decade. And your trucks are safe to be on the road?
Yeah, if anybody go on the road, they'll be safe.
However, in 2012, the Missouri Highway Patrol issued citations to Singh's trucks 7 times. And during 3 separate inspections, troopers found a truck had non-working brakes. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration even issued Singh an order to cease operations in 2008, but today his trucks are still on the road. How many times have you changed DOT numbers?
What do you mean?
41 Action News uncovered Singh has operated several companies, each with a different DOT number. Some were founded under family members' names, others under his own name. All of his applications have one thing in common: Singh's home address in Olathe. After being told to stop operating in 2008, Singh declared bankruptcy and reopened under a new name and a new DOT number, giving him a clean safety history. Are you changing DOT numbers so you can avoid safety inspections?
No, I just do one time.
The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, or FMCSA, disagrees. When we contacted them about what we found, they told us they too were investigating Singh. In January, they ordered Singh to stop operating, accusing him of trying to avoid a negative compliance history. The trucking industry has a name for this practice: chameleon carriers. Those are trucking companies that change DOT numbers so they can escape their poor safety records, financial obligations, or in some cases, litigation. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration declined our request to answer questions about this issue on camera, but a GAO report brought it to their attention last year. The report looked at applicants for DOT numbers in 2010 and red flagged more than 1,000 companies they felt had chameleon attributes, like similar officer names, addresses, and phone numbers. Of those identified, 18% were involved in severe crashes, 3 times the rate of trucking companies without those characteristics.
My life is totally radically changed, and they're going around business as usual, and that is just not right.
Jennifer Smith knows firsthand how quickly chameleon carriers can change numbers. Her husband Matthew, daughter Laura, and in-laws Richard and Sally Smith were driving through Napa Valley when the driver of an 18-wheeler plowed into the back of their SUV and pushed them into the path of an oncoming semi. All 4 were killed.
The life I had is gone.
Smith hired Kansas City attorney Tim Dollar to represent her family in court.
We began to receive anonymous mail and telephone calls from former drivers and former employees of the company.
Employees complained the company responsible for the accident, KLC, was forcing drivers to falsify their logs, so drivers would work longer hours than permitted under federal law. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration opened an investigation. Under oath, the owner admitted to what the agency found.
And that they determined they were falsifications.
Yes, that's what they said.
And you don't dispute that?
No.
Fatigued driving is every bit as dangerous as drunk driving.
The very day the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration notified KLC of their investigation, the owner filed paperwork with the state of California for 2 new business licenses. He also applied for a new DOT number.
The same owner and the same address. And indeed, received it.
Did that shock you?
Stunned me.
Technically what they're doing, I guess, it's illegal. So why isn't anybody seem to check that? Because it's happening all over the place.
This flaw in the system leaves Jennifer Smith and her family still searching for justice.
It seemed as if there's virtually no penalty to all the parties involved except for me.
And we made several attempts to contact KLC, but the owner did not return our calls.
Meanwhile, the FMCSA is holding hearings on this issue. They say they're implementing some more sophisticated ways to try and identify chameleon carriers.
My goodness. So how often can investigators actually look into this and find and shut a company down?
Well, we asked them how often they've actually shut someone down. They said 15 times in the past 18 months. Wow. Of course, this is something we're going to continue to follow and keep you updated if any change happens.
All right, Melissa, thank you. Very eye-opening. Appreciate it.